Welcome back to Hannity. So left-wing agitators are trying to damage Donald Trump's campaign by protesting outside of his political rally. So today, well, we sent David Webb to Wisconsin to ask the demonstrators, what are you so upset about? Watch this.
Are you protesting Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's the policy that you object to?
All of it.
Just like the things he says about women and like the racism.
Like what?
Too many. Yeah.
He does not support other races.
He's got too much money.
He has to be respectful to everyone, because we don't want that kind of people leader for our nation.
I think that he is entirely un-American in the way that he goes about his politics.
He's very homophobic and he's racist, and he's just fear-mongering.
Are you working with a group? You've got a UAW sign right there.
Donald Trump has accused me of whatever. No, I do not. Yes, I am union. Union is standing.
With the way things are, I think Trump is gaining a lot of ground because he's
I support Bernie Sanders 120%.
Wow. Here with reaction, Fox News contributors David Webb and Doug Schoen. Even you admit they're dumb, right?
Well, they certainly aren't coherent, Sean.
Yeah, that's
for
a good
sure.
way to, all right, that's a nice way of saying it. Did you get any specific answers? I noticed you say, all right, he says things that are this, this, and this, and you say what? Silence.
You know, Sean, it's like reading the Twitter feed from the Black Lives Matter group or the hardcore leftists. You don't get much sense. You get a lot of confusion. Some people were barely coherent, but they couldn't give me any specifics. I kept asking them, tell me the policy. Does it have it on his website? Where is it written? What did he say? When did he say it? You know, they would tell me all kinds of things, and I'd say, okay, tell me when. They couldn't tell me. What you've got is a lot of people who are simply parroting what's being said, and that's really kind of sad, because at one point I'm at a university, and whether you agree or disagree, if you're at a university, a learning institution, you should at least know what you're protesting against and why.
Agreed. All right. Now, things got violent outside of Janesville, Wisconsin last night, and it was caught on video. You see an elderly person literally punched in the face, and then the person that did it got pepper sprayed, but we don't know if they got arrested. Watch this. You saw it there at the end where that actually happens. We'll re-rack that and show it again. But, Doug, as I watch that, why isn't that person arrested?
Sean, my basic reaction is, why has the Donald Trump campaign devolved into or degenerated into,
you can't blame
why
Trump
isn't
to
that person arrested? Why is Lewandowski arrested? This is hurting Donald Trump.
Lewandowski didn't do anything. All right, but that's not the point.
You can't blame Donald Trump.
You can't blame
Donald Trump. I'm saying he's losing the election because violence has become the theme of his campaign rather than issues.
But this has an opportunity to backfire. And let me suggest to you that if, and I believe this, that if in fact we see this in Cleveland and all the loony lefties come out and we go out and we send David Webb out with his microphones, because I'll get killed if I do it, or I'll have to fight back. If that happens, it's going to put the left on display, and America's going to be watching, and America's going to say, why do we want this in the White House again? We've had this for 8 years. Don't you think it backfires, David?
Yeah, I think it backfires, Sean. And Doug, come on, we're friends, but I got to tell you something. If you go to a rally for Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, do you see the kind of disruptive behavior? Do you see the attempt to shut down a rally or access to it coming from the right? You don't. I'm not saying that there aren't people who've committed. The guy who punched the protester at the Trump rally was wrong, and there are other people that have been wrong. There's been a lot of shoving, but people are showing up baiting people with KKK hoods, Bernie supporters, other groups, the Black Lives Matter bunch. They're not there to have discourse. They're not there to respect the First Amendment. They're there to tear it down. I read their papers. I read what they put out. And I think it does backfire, because the broad swath of American people all across this country, including so-called flyover country, they're going to look at that and go, that's not what I believe in, even if I don't agree with you.
It gets even worse. Now we've got a rap video that comes out. They use slang for an AK-47. They talk about F Donald Trump and using hollow point bullets to put into Donald Trump. Now, that is a terroristic threat. these people, I would argue, need to be arrested. Watch this.
We got a chopper in the trunk for Donald Trump. We got a chopper in the trunk for Donald Trump. We got a chopper in the trunk for Donald Trump. Catch his little give him this 100 round drum. You keep on playing big, you catch these hollows. I'll let these 9 cross over just like Rondo. Y'all try to make him president. Donald.
Why, if they're talking about AK-47s and they're talking about hollow point bullets and they're talking about killing a presidential candidate, tell me one reason why every one of those kids shouldn't be arrested.
They probably should. They have no connection to Hillary Clinton.
I notice
Bernie
you'd like to
Sanders.
say that.
What?
I notice you like that, but that's the base. That's the base of the Democratic Party.
Look, Hillary is going up over Donald Trump. He's sinking. The last few weeks have helped Hillary and the Democrats. It's hurting the Republicans.
But wait a minute. But Hillary doesn't win without superdelegates. Now, if I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter, I'm feeling like I'm neck and neck with Hillary if you take the superdelegates out of it, and they're robbing the election from me. I think Hillary's going to have a problem with them. And if you recall, she's being called before the FBI.
Yeah, I got all that.
You do.
And this is all
Can she run while she's in an orange jumpsuit?
Can I answer the question?
You can.
This is all a distraction from that. Hillary does have the process really going in her direction. The New York and Wisconsin primaries. And
she's losing in Wisconsin, and now nationally she's losing to Bernie.
And in New York, she's comfortably ahead. But, Sean, the superdelegates will go against her if the public opinion movement that you're describing happens as you describe. It could. But as long as there's these distractions on the right, it's the best news the Democrats.
I'm not disagreeing that it's been a bad week and a half for the Republicans. I think they need to be focused on issues. David.
Yeah, they do need to be focused on issues, and what the Republicans need to do, all 3 candidates, is get onto their game, put out their vision for America. To the point about how all this plays out between Hillary and Bernie, the fact is the Democrats have the most undemocratic system and most least representative system in the superdelegates. They did that to control it from the party top down. Republican primaries, as messy as they can get, they're a more representative of the people's choice, and that's why the Republicans are where they are. And when it comes to this whole issue of the Republicans losing it, I tell you, turn around and look at how many people on the right are threatening the Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, showing up at their rallies, trying to cause disruption
the Republicans should talk
violence.
Issues, not this stuff.
I agree. I just said that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What, that they should talk issues?
No, that you were acknowledging what I think is the truth. Terror is more important
but a week and a half
than punch-ups.
A week and a half doesn't make a campaign. So that's a week and a half.
It's right before Wisconsin.
Got it. I'm not disagreeing,
right.
But they seem to be getting back on message.
But you got to give Donald the message. He's got to hear that from
you wanted me to tell him?
Well,
you call him. You have his number.
Yeah, but we're also
you know him a lot more than I do.
All right, I got a break. Thank you both.